Listen. This won't do any good. You'll never understand me, but I'll try once and then give it up. When a man's partner's killed, he's supposed to do something about it. It doesn't make any difference what you thought of him. He was your partner, and you're supposed to do something about it. And it happens we're in the detective business. Well, when one of your organization gets killed, it's bad business to let the killer get away with it. Bad all around. Bad for every detective everywhere.
You don't expect me to think that these things you're saying are sufficient reason for sending me to the...
Wait till I'm through, then you can talk. I've no earthly reason to think I can trust you, and if I do this and get away with it, you'll have something on me that you can use whenever you want to. Since I've got something on you, I couldn't be sure that you wouldn't put a hole in me someday. All those are on one side. Maybe some of them are unimportant. I won't argue about that. But look at the number of them. What have we got on the other side? All we've got is that maybe you love me and maybe I love you.
You know whether you love me or not.
Maybe I do. I'll have some rotten nights after I've sent you over, but that'll pass. If all I've said doesn't mean anything to you, then forget it, and we'll make it just this. I won't because all of me wants to, regardless of consequences. And because you counted on that with me, the same as you counted on that with all the others.
Would you have done this to me if the Falcon had been real and you'd got your money?
Don't be too sure I'm as crooked as I'm supposed to be. That sort of reputation might be good business, bringing high-priced jobs and making it easier to deal with the enemy. But a lot more money would have been one more item on your side of the scale.
If you'd loved me, you wouldn't have needed any more on that side.
Come in. Hello, Tom. Got him?
Got him.
Swell. Here's another one for you. She killed Miles. Oh, and I've got some exhibits. The boy's guns, one of Cairo's, and a $1,000 bill I was supposed to be bribed with. And this black statuette here that all the fuss was about. What's the matter with your little playmate? He looks broken-hearted. I bet when he heard Gutman's story, he thought he had me.
Cut it out, Sam.
Well, should we be getting down to the hall?
Harry, what is it?
The, stuff that dreams are made of.
Huh?
Movies and TV can make private investigative or detective work look pretty glamorous, but the modern PI is more a researcher than an action hero. Most often, licensed private investigators or detectives round up facts, not felons. Some investigators conduct private inquiries for clients looking for missing persons or proof of infidelity. But far more people in this field work for stores, hotels, large agencies, or security and risk management companies. Their job is to investigate theft, fraud, and other crimes involving money. Their tools are computers, phones, and cameras, along with a persuasive manner and a knack for thinking outside the box. They need to be clever, persistent, and resourceful to gather the information their clients need, and discreet enough to do it without being noticed. The work is becoming increasingly specialized. A majority of investigators work for insurance companies on workers' compensation and other claims involving possible fraud.
At 2:05 p.m., the male believed to be the claimant arrived at 237 Route 23 in an unknown town.
Legal investigators usually work for law firms to help prepare criminal defenses. This might involve locating and interviewing witnesses, serving legal documents, and reviewing evidence. Investigators may have responsibilities as varied as executive protection, record searches, accident reconstruction, debugging, and polygraph examinations. There are no formal education requirements for most private detective and investigator jobs, though many in this field hold college degrees. Often they've had related experience working in the military or in law enforcement. People in this field don't mind putting up with the drudgery for some occasional drama, and for them, being nosy is a virtue.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Kelty Colleen and welcome to Living Your Dream. I'm about to sit down with private investigator John Nazarian and talk all things that we're not supposed to know anything about. I'm pretty intimidated. Let's find out what it's like for him as a private investigator to be living his dream. So you are technically a private investigator, but it's under the realm of spy, sleuth.
There's dozens and dozens of nuances of what I do for a living, but basically my license says private investigator.
Is there like a private investigator DMV with long lines that you have to stand in line to get that? How do you go about getting that?
The best way a lot of people do it, like I did, I was an ex-cop, and what do? You look like me, what am I supposed to try to, I mean, you just go for whatever you know. But no, you basically got to go and just put in the hours and try to qualify to take the state exam.
And so what are these hours spent doing? Like blacklighting people and staring with the glasses outside their house and taking pictures?
Yes. No, yeah, it includes all that and much more.
So how did you get your start in this? When you were a little boy in the sandbox, were you just thinking, everyone else was saying, when I grow up I want to be a doctor, I want to be a pilot, and you were like, I want to be a private investigator?
When I was a little boy playing in the sandbox, I just wanted a Cadillac.
Ooh, a Cadillac,
and,
okay.
I just wanted to have money.
Wow.
And I went to become a cop, so it was obviously a mistake. But eventually, this profession has treated myself and my family very well.
What's the day-to-day life for you?
How I start my day, quite frankly, is when I left law enforcement, I had decided back then I was not going to wake up to an alarm clock. I was not going to be forced to go places where I didn't feel like going. And basically, I wake up when I wake up. We have people working with us that handle the day-to-day cases, my sons, and I pretty much set my own tone for what I'm going to do.
So what does that involve? Are you sitting in an office? Are you running around? Do you have your car? Are you crawling and chasing people?
Too old to crawl and chase. But I do monitor what's going on in the different assignments, and we have assignments going on all over the United States.
Okay.
This weekend I'll be in Palm Springs. Next week I'll be in Europe for 3 weeks working on a homicide case in France, Paris to be exact. You know, it seems very casual, but it's a lot of work.
Right.
And it's what's even worse than that, it's a huge amount of responsibility.
So really, does someone sign a contract? You have a meeting with them, and you know they find out about you?
There's a retainer agreement.
Okay.
And they tell me what their wish list is. And then I figure out how many of those wishes I can grant.
What kind of stuff do you have? You know, do you have all the gadgets and gizmos?
Most of that stuff, first of all, if it works, it doesn't work well. And it's not going to be effective when you need it.
Right.
And one of my best tools, and I'm anxiously awaiting the receipt of my new Apple iPhone. The new Apple iPhone has a camera system that is absolutely outrageous. For myself and my clients, I keep it simple.
So I was looking over some of your cases, some of the different things you deal with. Can you give us a list of, you know, all the different, there was literally this long, a list of all the different things you handle?
We quite frankly will work for whoever has the ability to pay us. You may have done something and somebody either knows about it or has observed it, and now they're telling you that, look, you either give me $10,000 or I'm going to send these pictures to the press, or I'm going to send these pictures to your boss.
Okay, and what about blackmail?
And blackmail, it's very close as far as similar things. It's just basically charging you money to not do something.
And you get cheaters? You get husband and wife cheaters? Like people
Yes.
think they're in other relationships and you're spying on them?
Often the other woman turns out to be another man.
Okay. And so you're really employed by the elite people in Hollywood, in politics, correct?
That'd be very correct.
And what advice would you give to, you know, a young guy or a young girl that thinks, like, I could really see myself doing this one day. This is really interesting to me.
Do what you want to do. If you're going to enjoy what you're doing and it pays well, go for it. If you're going to enjoy what you're doing and it's just a good job that you're going to be able to support yourself and be happy, go for it. Chasing the dollar often will be just full of problems. And I speak from experience.
Thank you so much for inviting us into your beautiful home to know a little bit more about your life as a private investigator. This is really amazing. And now the next time I'm involved in illegal activity, I'll know exactly who to call.
I hope so.
Oh, great.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Ah!